Hi there guys, Duncan Roberts here, Wild Earth Ambassador, and I'm joined by my 85 kilo Great Dane soldier. I couldn't get him out of the shot, so he's here for the review. But yeah, some of you might have been following along with my journey just recently where I successfully skated the entire distance around Iceland in a total of 38 days, and it was over 1,300 kilometres the whole way around. And that made me the 5th person in the world to ever complete such a ridiculous challenge. Sleep deprived, I'm hungry, cold and wet, so this is a true test, but that's kind of why I'm here. Today I'll be reviewing one of the most important parts of my kit, which is my tent. Super important given I was on a skateboard that I was packing really light. This tent really stuck out to me, so today I'll be reviewing it and Soldier will be joining me, so I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a heads up before I do this review. I am not by any means a regular hiker or camper. I do have skills in the area, but it's not something I'm regularly doing, so for those guys that are here for stats and a real technical review, maybe go and look somewhere else on YouTube. But for those people out there that are kind of into just occasionally going on a camping trip, I think this review might be relatable. We may as well get into it. Okay, so I am going to have to go through the specs and the key features, so I'm going to read from my notes, but yeah, if you want to see these, you can jump on the Wild Earth Australia website and read them for yourself, but let's go through it. So, as I said before, it's the Nemo range, it's the Nemo Hornet, and it's a 1-person, 3-season tent. It's a single pole construction, which means super lightning quick setup, which can be really important when you're in crazy Icelandic conditions. It has reflective guy-outs and corner struts, which mean that it helps widen the space of the tent on the inside and increase volume at the base of the tent. It's important when you're in a 1-person tent. They're not the most spacious. So yeah, it just kind of comes with the territory of going for a lightweight single-person tent. The key feature that really stuck out to me was the minimum weight, which is a total of 723 grams, which is pretty insane in terms of weight for a tent. And the pack weight is 905 grams. The pack size is 50 centimeters by 12 centimeters, so it packs down really well. The floor area is a total of 2.1 square meters, and obviously it has the one door here. In terms of fabrics, we've got a 10D nylon canopy ripstop and a no-seam mesh, which is in underneath. Then we have the fly fabric here, which is also the 10D nylon ripstop. And then in terms of the floor, we have a 15D nylon ripstop. All comes in a divvy stuff sack, and I purchased the footprint individually. It doesn't come with the tent, but it's obviously made specifically for this particular tent. So if you're camping anywhere where the terrain can be a little bit rocky or, I don't know, sharp things lying around, I'd recommend getting that footprint. Yeah, because getting a hold of one of these tents could be a little bit of a costly affair. So yeah, so that was the only add-on I had to buy. Okay, so now that we've got through the technical stuff, my takeaways from using this tent whilst in Iceland. To give you a bit of a background on the conditions I experienced when I got there, it was the end of May and it was meant to be coming into summer, but they had a bit of an unseasonal late winter. It kind of went back into winter after spring, and yeah, the conditions got pretty hairy there for a little bit. It was hovering around that 0 to 5 degree mark, and a lot of code yellow blizzards coming through, a lot of torrential rain, a lot of sleet, the occasional snow dump, and yeah, just kind of miserable conditions, to be honest. Not where you really want to be on a road skating with a pack on your back and your tent. So that gives you a bit of a background on what I was experiencing at the time. And making the decision around what tent I went with, weight was the absolute fundamental for me. It had to be reliable, it had to be able to endure some pretty crazy conditions, and it had to be light. And this thing, at 723 grams, that is phenomenally light. I was almost worried that it was going to be too light, that it may just rip or not be able to handle the conditions, but it really stood up. So that was a huge tick for me in terms of weight. Yeah, so even with kind of torrential rain kind of coming in sideways, for the most part, I didn't really experience too much water getting into the tent, maybe on the odd occasion. And even with tent wall condensation, there really wasn't much of that either, which I don't know with my knowledge, but I'd say maybe the cooler conditions maybe contributed to that as well. But yeah, it just did a really good job of keeping the water out for a single one-person tent. So given I was skateboarding for up to 10 hours a day in the rain, getting completely saturated, it was nice to know that I was going to be able to have a good night's sleep. Another bonus was the ability for me to sit up in the tent, which was really important given some days I was having to sit out some really bad weather. So that's a really important feature when you're having to spend hours in your tent. And then I guess the last thing to mention, obviously when you're getting super technical, high performance, lightweight tents, they are going to be on the pricier end of the scale. But I think honestly, when you're doing something that's similar to the challenge that I was doing, you really do need something that's going to be able to stand up to the conditions and give you peace of mind. So please excuse my dog tearing down a tree. So there you have it. That's my review of the Nemo Hornet one-person tent. As I said, it's not a super technical review, but I hope there was some value in there for you. And for more detailed information and to try it out for yourself, head into the nearest store.
Saw you paint a picture of a face that wasn't even close to mine. I know I shouldn't be in love, but it's so hard to move on. You haven't changed, you stayed the same. But if you did, I'd still love you anyway. I'd give you the world like I promised I would, even though you wouldn't do the same. I'd give you the world like I promised I would, even though you wouldn't do the same. Had this conversation more than 10